Chris Brown is facing new assault allegations after a Brazilian model claims that he punched her after she tried to take a photo in his hotel room during a party, and he got upset and punched her in the face. Now, she went to the authorities with this, and they are investigating the case. Her name is Liziane Gutierrez. She's a Brazilian model. She claims she tried to take a picture of the R&B singer in his suite when he allegedly took her phone off her and punched her in the right eye. Now, she did provide some evidence of her injuries to TMZ, so let's take a quick look at that. I guess she got punched in the face, like literally in the eye. Brown responded to this in an Instagram video. And here's how you don't respond to someone or to accusations after you have a history of hitting women and being misogynistic. He responded to those claims, posting a video on Instagram where he uses offensive and misogynistic language to dispute her allegations. TMZ obtained the video even though Chris Brown took it down from his Instagram page. Let's take a quick look to see what he has to say about these allegations.
Obviously, somebody is looking to get a check or start some shit. I don't know this old looking bitch. This bitch is old, like dusty. Look at her in the Jason Derulo video. Like, she came to Vegas. She probably came to my room. It was too ugly to get in.
Yeah, see, that's not how you usually respond to those kinds of accusations. I feel like that could probably be used against you.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to go the other way on this and maybe shock the world. I feel like if he was guilty, he'd have been a little bit more careful. He sounded like he was genuinely pissed at a BS allegation. Okay.
You think Chris Brown is a logical person who does logical things and thinks about how what the ramifications will be in the future?
Well, I hear you on that. What swung me in this case is that apparently there's another video of an R&B singer, Jason Derulo, and how this same girl is trying to get invited into his car, and it sounds like she's hanging around a lot of stars, trying to get some shine. Mm-hmm. And his spokespeople were just so declarative, not like in the past cases. They were like, this is totally and utterly made up. It's not remotely true. Now, it is time, and sometimes they say that and they're totally full of shit, right? And there are, but there are instances where people do try to get rich off of celebrities, especially if that celebrity's had trouble in the past. Mm-hmm. So for whatever reason, I got the sense that he was telling the truth in this case.
Okay,
I could be totally wrong, but that's the sense I got.
Hold on, he might be telling the truth. I don't know if he's guilty yet, right? Which is why I'm glad there's an investigation. I guess we'll find out later whether or not he actually did it. But here's the thing, you're not proving your case when you go off and you call someone old and dusty and a bitch and all these, like you're proving everyone else's claims against you. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do, because it sounds misogynistic, and that's
it doesn't sound misogynistic. It is misogynistic.
And you've hit women before brutally. We've seen the pictures of that. And so now there's an allegation you hit another woman. Being misogynistic doesn't help your case. I hear you on all that. That makes sense. On the other hand, if I was wrongly accused, I'd be super mad. Mm-hmm. And so I might call someone dusty.
I don't think you would.
I never heard dusty
No,
before,
I don't think you would. I don't think you would point to someone who accused you of any kind of assault and say, no, I wouldn't assault her. She's too old. She's too ugly. You just wouldn't do it, right? Mm-hmm. You would be angry, but you wouldn't say that.
I hope I wouldn't. I hope I wouldn't. But God knows what I might say if I'm angry. Mm-hmm. So now, look, if you're Chris Brown and you have a history of this, my God, has no one told you to bring it down yet? Yeah. I know. Can one of his handlers actually get a handle on him? Because even if he's right here, which I tend to think is, I'm just guessing, obviously, based on the information we've shared with you guys, we weren't in any of those rooms. You're not helping your cause by doing this. Anna's right about that. So if you want to help a brother out and you think he's innocent in this case, get him under control, because it just adds to this image of a person who is out of control.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to get across. We don't know what he did, but he just needs to stop being a dick in public. Yeah. And the thing that drives me crazy is his fans, right? His unwavering fans, the ones that support him regardless of what he does. He beat the shit out of Rihanna. We love him. Who cares? It's Riri's fault. She probably assaulted him first. You hear all of those excuses.
I know.
With this case, You don't know if this woman's lying or not. But even if she is lying, it's no excuse to send her death threats. It's no excuse to go after her with any type of vigilante justice. Let the court of law or an investigation figure out what really happened. And if you want to be a supporter, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you get to go out and say abusive, violent things about people you don't even know.
But this guy also, I mean, I don't know if we see the video again, how you probably don't want to show up on your Instagram videos high on whatever he was high on.
Thank you.
But when you're scratching your head like that and moving around, like you're itching, like you look like some of the characters. I think it's from A Living Color when someone's like high or something. It's either Chris Rock when he was in New Jack City back in the day. He looks high as fuck. What is he on?